Good morning, it's time. It's the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Coming up on today's show, listen, Faith Renee Spells is in the house. Let's talk about alopecia. What exactly is it and how can you deal with it? Also, Janet Parker, my girl, she's here. It's all hot topics and more. Were those preachers in the strip club? Find out. It's time. It's the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Coffee cups up, pinkies out. It's time to get lamped.
Everybody get up. Say what? Everybody get up. Come on. With Jeffrey Lamp. Motivation, inspiration, educating new revelation. With Jeffrey Lamp. Entertainment just for you. Smiling out cause God loves you. Get lamp. With Jeffrey Lamp. Somebody turn the lamp on.
Good morning, we're back here on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show, and you know I'm excited now because my sister is here, Miss Janet Parker, and we're matching in colors this morning.
Yes, we are.
I'm happy.
Kindred spirits in our orange.
Kindred spirits this morning. We're excited. Just peel us away. Like an orange, right?
There you go.
That works?
But I like it. Orange. Sorry, it's taking me a while. It's early.
We're having a
It's early.
But you know what? Okay, first of all, Janet and I have lots of stories to talk about.
Father.
Anytime it's hot topics discussion, Jeffrey and Janet style.
Yes.
So first of all, did you know about Anthony Hamilton?
No, what's
I
going on
hope
with
you all
Anthony?
knew about Anthony Hamilton. Anthony Hamilton was arrested. Of course, Anthony Hamilton, and the point of it all.
You better sing.
That's my dude right there. But Anthony Hamilton was arrested for DWI in the Queen City, Charlotte.
Was he with DMX? I mean, I'm confused. Why does this keep happening? What
This
are people
is why
doing?
I love Janet Parker. Did she just say that?
On?
Clearly. But
Why?
no, he was arrested for DWI. He was arrested. Well, they stopped him for speeding.
Okay.
And of course, now I don't like Charlotte speeding because this is what happens in Charlotte.
It'll change
if you get
in a
arrested
heartbeat.
for speeding, that's one. And then also, they don't put a ticket like, how much was I speed on the ticket? They don't put, I'm not saying that I got one in Charlotte. Don't ask me no questions.
You know they're going to be like, how
Right.
you know, Jeffrey?
How you know that, Jeffrey? But I don't like that. But he was stopped for speeding.
Okay.
And then they suspected him of being intoxicated while he was speeding. And so next thing you know, he ends up getting, which is shocking because Anthony's supposed to be one of the good guys.
You think Charlene left him again? Is that what happened? Okay, I'm done with the joke.
Janet is on a roll this morning. Listen, somebody left him, but who someone hasn't left yet, apparently, is Lamar and Chloe. Let's talk about it because you love the Kardashians.
Oh, I'm a Chloe fan. She is my favorite Kardashian, and I've been reading all this stuff in the tabloids, and I'm like, what is going on? But a lot of it makes sense now of the stuff that's been happening that we've seen on, Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Do you think that Lamar's on drugs?
I've always suspected that something was not right. I'm not going to joke. I really have.
Okay.
He's always looked to me a little
He does have those
sickly.
inflamed
Yes,
nostrils.
yes.
Like he snort.
And doesn't his dad have a history of it? So,
Yes,
I mean...
yes. So I don't know.
I've suspected. I have always suspected.
So of course, and he does, he has a lot of pressure right now because of course he went to the Dallas Mavericks. They cut him like quick off the bat. And then after that, he was a free agent. So he was signed with the Clippers. He didn't want to be signed back with the Clippers. Since this information has come out, the Clippers said, we're not signing him. We're not going to sign him again. But this is really what he wanted because of course, he wants to go back to the Lakers.
Correct. Of course. I mean, everyone wants him to go back to LA.
Which I guess the Lakers could give him the veteran maximum amount that is allowed. So he still will be making money. But you know what people are saying, and Janet, I don't really know if this is true.
Okay.
People are saying, is he really on drugs?
Right.
Or is this something from Kris Jenner because she has some PR and stuff?
I was going to say, is she like massaging the sin to try to well, why don't you just say this or do
Right.
this? They're also saying that this is the real reason why Chloe doesn't want to start a family, not because she's been having trouble getting pregnant, but because she said, I don't want to start a family with Lamar because he has this drug problem.
Wow.
That's what I've heard too.
But let's come in a little closer. Come in a little closer. Catch this right here. How about we found out that Lamar was seen, he wasn't seen, his truck, his Land Rover was being driven and it wasn't by Chloe.
It wasn't Chloe.
It wasn't Chloe.
And the cheating
Another
stuff,
woman,
the cheating.
a blonde at that.
The
And isn't
cheating.
Chloe a blonde?
She's not.
She's not a blonde.
She's
What is
not.
she?
she's ombre. Like right now, she did the whole ombre thing. She pushed the whole ombre thing, but she's more like darker hair.
So
hair.
So it wasn't Chloe.
No, it wasn't
who
Chloe.
who was driving the truck?
Who was it?
I want
Lamar.
to know.
We need to know these things.
But I do. So you do believe that there's something going on there?
But my thing is for him to be, because reading tabloids, and they said that he was on it, but he was off it in time to go through the season, and then he relapsed.
His friends said there is a drug problem. They say there's a drug problem.
I could see that, honestly.
And I don't think it's not weed or anything like that.
It's something serious.
It's something. It's that coke. It's that coke.
I hope for their sake that it's not.
I hope not either.
I mean, what we saw his dad come in for a little bit there in the picture, and I mean, maybe that's because it seems like he has a lot of history, a lot of problems, things he needs to deal with.
But Jenna, I can solve the answer. I have the answer.
What's the
We can
answer?
find out if he's on coke. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring him. Matter of fact, we just bring him into the studio because it's always cold in here. If his nose starts dripping,
I can't.
you got the answer.
I can't.
Right there.
I can't.
You got the answer. That's
can't.
it. That's it right there. If
I
the
can't.
nose start dripping, you know. Now,
can't.
speaking of dripping, dropping, make it rain, make it rain. 5 preachers were kicked out of the Magic City strip club in Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL.
Come on, somebody. The church folks, I know y'all running to the TV right now. Come on, y'all. Let's talk about
Atlanta
this.
in hot water.
Hot
wow.
Atlanta in hot water.
Oh my goodness.
Now, of course, there was this pastor. Let me give you the story behind it,
Okay.
because you hear that first thing, everybody thinks, okay, there's this pastor who was in Tampa. And of course, you know Tampa. I've been to Tampa before.
Yeah.
There are strip clubs all in.
Party Central.
It is. And so you can go anywhere and find a strip club in Tampa. And so, of course, in the midst of, he moved to Atlanta, and him and some preachers went into the strip club not to watch, so they say. However,
They turned a blind eye.
they did.
Blind
Clearly, they
eye.
were in there singing, "Mine eyes have seen the glory." Seen the glory.
can't.
So, in the midst of them doing that, they were passing out pamphlets, letting people know about Christ.
Okay.
Which the Bible does tell us to go into the vineyard. Go ye therefore.
Pause. Okay, go ye forth. Okay, go ye forth. I will say this, just because I know this kind of stirred up some controversy with Pastor Creflo Dollar and his wife Kathy. I think they may have done a similar thing. They don't have to go inside the strip club to hand out these said pamphlets.
Right.
You can stand outside.
Well,
People
Jenna
have to
just
come
said
out.
These said pamphlets.
People have to come out the building.
That
You
is
don't have to
true.
go inside. You know
That
what I'm
is true.
saying?
And
Like,
he made it.
come on.
The pastor made it known that he left 1,000 flyers in the men's restroom of this strip club. Magic City. Now let's go ahead and be truthful. Anybody who knows
I'm
anything
hoping
about
they
strip
hand them to the
clubs,
strippers too.
I really
And
hope
not just
so.
the men.
I mean, for Jiggly, for Chocolate Thunder,
Who are
for
these?
Nightingale, the strippers. Those are stripper names.
I don't know nothing about it.
I mean,
But hear
all
you.
the strippers. I hope so that they gave them to them.
I'm just saying. I hope they could have stood outside.
So you think
and-
that it's okay to go do it, but they should have gone out, just stayed outside?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
But
think
yeah,
that's the way
they
to do
went.
it.
They clearly were in the strip club. They were getting. And Magic City is the most popular,
It's
the
the
number one gentleman club. Should we call it a gentleman club, strip club? They're stripping. Why not?
And if you've ever driven past it, you'd probably be like, "Why?" I'm confused because it looks like. I mean.
It does, but when you walk inside, all the lights, cameras, and the
Father.
action.
Oh, Father.
My
And,
eyes.
and pamphlets.
And pamphlets.
Apparently.
And pamphlets are
Or
there.
pamphlets.
My eyes have seen the glory. But you know what? When we talk about preachers, because preachers do get a lot of flack for the things that they do. So even talking about preachers, there was another story that I want. There's a pastor in Texas, Pastor A.J. Amir.
Father.
Now, I want you to hold yourself because this is going to bother
trying.
you. He says that hair weaves are banned in his congregation. No hair weave. No weave. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
And I would say, bye-bye, Pastor.
You.
Here's the thing. Okay, I'm natural now. I wore weave for so long, for about 6 or 7 years.
Right.
Here's my thing. My hair doesn't define me.
Okay.
And I get this pastor's message. I think I read an article that he was saying, you know, that women should be more concerned about what's in their head than on their
That's
head.
what he said.
Okay, cool. But to ban your members, or to ban weave from your member, really?
I think it is a problem, and I think
That's too far.
the way that he's going about it, I get what he's trying to do.
Right.
I understand that he's saying, but you can just tell them that.
Yes.
But to ban weaves and say that that's a problem. And he said something else now, which I agree with. But to ban the weaves, don't knock everybody for the inflictions of one. He talked about the fact of there are people who are spending $300 on weave
And can't tie.
But clearly will not tithe. Come on, somebody. You sitting up in church and clearly the weave is high. Right. But the tithes are dry. I like that. I like how far right there. The weaves is high, but the tithes are dry. Clearly,
now that is a mess.
That bothered him. That bothered him, and so he's made it where there's no weaves that are going to be allowed in his congregation.
Now here's the thing. There are some good weaves out there.
There are. What is
How
it called?
Is he gonna know?
Is it Yaki? Not Yaki. Yaki is weave.
Yaki is weave. Bohemian. And now they come in bundles now. I mean, what happened to tracks and packs? Whatever. Now people buy in bundles. I don't know. I'm out of the hair weave
so many
game.
women, especially like all my friends. I guess my group, Jeffrey Lampkin and Company, my choirs, Francis Marion, none of us, New Hope, none of us could sit because the ladies on my choirs, on my groups, they wear weave.
But how is he gonna know who has weave and who doesn't? That's my
I guess
other
he be
thing.
looking.
Because some of it is good. Some of those weaves are laid.
You know how you get patted down when you go in the airport? Let me pat you
down.
Or
you know when you come in, the first lady see your dress a little too, they hand you that good old cloth.
So yes, I guess they're gonna be
taking them good old wigs off.
I am done. Okay, listen real quick. Just want to let you know, September 6th, Sheila Ray Charles' daughter, is going to be in town. We're doing a benefit concert at Park Street Baptist Church at 7 p.m. And of course, I'm going to be in concert there with her. So we really want you all to come be a part of that. And then September 8th, Janet and I are going to be together at the Jeffrey Lampkin Show and Grace Christian Back to School celebration. I'm excited about it. It's going to be great. Claflin University, Francis Marion University, Winthrop University, Pastor Aaron Bishop and myself, we're joining together and we're going to make it happen. It's going to be food, fun, family, and more. That's going to be during their 10 a.m. service on September 8th of next week. So make sure everybody comes out. And of course, Janet will be there and myself. So come on. It's going to be a great time.
Celebrate.
And then one more thing that I'm doing next that I know y'all, because
so much going on.
Janet is on me. Janet's
I'm trying to keep up.
Clearly. Janet's like, you about to get married. You shouldn't be doing this. I know we got to wrap. We got to time. Oh, one more thing. I forgot my socks. I got my socks on today. Don't forget my socks. Because they were telling me I don't show my socks no more. So there go my socks for the day, matching the orange. Okay? All right. Look at that right there. That good sock and that good loafer. It's time for
Let orange encourage you.
Do you know I've only had these loafers for 2 weeks? Look at them already. These are good loafers. One more thing, I gotta go because my time is up. But one more.
Your time is up.
Clearly, I gotta go. My producer just look at me. I gotta go. That's all. Thank you, Janet Parker, for being here this morning. Listen, keep it right here. Coffee cups up, pinkies are out. We gotta go. Good morning.
Jeffrey Lampkin.
Kennan & Graves is a proud sponsor of the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Located at 1837 Wilson Road in Newberry, Kennan & Graves has the perfect certified used car for you. Their extensive inventory has something in every price range, and they can get everyone financed, regardless of credit. All cars come with a warranty to give you the peace of mind you deserve. Come see Steve and Reggie and find your new car at Kennan & Graves. Go see Dr. Terrence Tyndall at Jerome & Company. Don't worry, ladies. They carry women's clothing too, so you can look your best every day. For beautiful casual and dress attire for men and ladies, go to the Columbia style leader, Jerome & Company.
Jeffrey Lampkin.
Good morning, and we're back here on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Listen, put your coffee cups down right now. You know what? It's a fabulous Sunday morning. I'm absolutely excited about it. I know you are as well. Let me tell you why you're excited. You're excited because tomorrow is Labor Day. I see you getting those steaks ready, but you better get ready for church first. But before we do that, let's talk about gifts. Of course, about 2 weeks ago, we had Zachary Jones on our show, and he was talking about, you know, his hearing loss, and in the midst of that, he referred to it as a gift, and it really inspired me so much because, of course, here on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show, it's about inspiration, motivation, and revelation, and this morning we come to reveal to you others who have gifts, but who have overcome triumph and with God succeeded, and I'm excited to have my dear friend, Faith Renee Spells, here with me on this morning. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I am awesome.
First of all, y'all know I gotta do it. Looks fabulous, absolutely amazing. And you know what? In the midst of you looking amazing and feeling do you feel amazing this morning?
I do.
I love it.
Absolutely do.
Talk to me, Faith, because your story is synonymous to your name.
Yes.
It's a story of faith and a story of triumph. Share with the viewers your story.
Well, Jeffrey, as you can see, I am bald. I do have a an autoimmune deficiency disorder, which is classified as alopecia areata. I have one of the rarest forms, which is alopecia universalis, which basically means I don't have any hair for my eyelashes, my eyebrows, my head, my arms, my leg, and such forth. I've been blessed with this gift since I was 4. And during that time, the doctors did not really know how to diagnose it because of the age and different areas of my life that I didn't show any signs of anything.
And that was back in the 80s.
Right,
I
that
want to
was
make
the
sure that the
80s.
viewers that you all understand. That was back in the 80s when, you know, of course we have lots of advanced technology now, but back then we only had what I guess we call common gifts, such as cancer and the various forms, and then we didn't really know a lot about that. But at that time, the doctors thought you had
leukemia or any other type of childlike diseases at that time that was associated with the hair loss. It wasn't until later that I went to a dermatologist. She did a scalp sample on my hair follicles, and she basically told my parents and I that I had alopecia. Of course, we didn't know anything about that because we never heard of it. Upon doing research, we realized that I was fortunate to be one of the over 5 million people worldwide that's affected with this. And so I'm here today just to shine light about that and just to give encouragement to someone who's not only going through a hair loss condition, but also who may be going through a self-motivation issue or anything like dealing with self-confidence.
Because of course September is Alopecia Awareness Month, and we definitely want to make sure here on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show that everyone is aware. And Faith, what I love about your story, here's the part that gets me. Let's backtrack this story because you had to be right now. Look at you, it's like you got style. You look amazing. You look great. But you know, when you're becoming a child, you have to develop and grow into your style. So it's not like you can put your eyelashes on, put your earrings on, put your makeup on. How did you get to the point? Because there are people out there right now who are suffering with breast cancer, leukemia, all sorts of diseases, alopecia. There are some out there who are suffering with it. And how did you get to the point to say, you know what, I am Faith and I am beautiful?
Well, it wasn't until last year, actually. I was what you would probably classify as a functional depression person because I remember having the bouts of suicide, having the different issues as it relates to self-confidence, self-esteem. I was morbidly depressed as it relates to being named Faith, but still living in fear. Because you have to understand that this took me from puberty to adulthood to where I'm at now. So, you know, the first kiss wasn't really exciting because I was more fearful of them feeling the straps on the back of my nape versus the hair on the back of my nape. So you deal with all these issues, then you deal with, I remember when I became the college queen at Voorhees, I remember living in so much fear that whole senior year. You know, what if they found out, you know, I have alopecia? What if they found out I was bald? And
what were you doing? Were you wearing wigs?
Jeffrey, listen, I changed my wigs almost every 3 to 5 days. I loved it.
So you were a wig fanatic.
Exactly. And I do hair, and which is ironic, actually. And I often laugh because I say, you know, God, you took my hair, but you give me the gift of doing hair. So it's almost like he took something that represents me as a woman, but he also gave me the gift to actually impact and impart into other women who is dealing with those issues. And, you know, like I said, I changed my wigs every 3 to 5 days. Lace fronts, whatever, it didn't matter the price, it didn't matter how much it cost or anything, because I felt just like with Linus in the Peanut Gang with his security blanket, I felt like I needed it.
Like you needed that hair.
Yes.
When did you get to the point that you say, you know what, India Ari came out with a song and she said, I am not my hair.
I am not.
And you know, it started embracing janitors in the workroom saying, I am not my hair.
Yes.
When you got to that point where you were like, you know what, I'm free. I'm liberated. How did you get there?
It wasn't, like I said, until last year. Last year culminated a lot of different personal issues that I dealt with. And I came to realize, I posted something on Facebook the other day, that if you do not deal with your childhood issues, they become adult-like problems. Because you never...
Stop right there. Stop right there. Say it again. Say it again.
If you do not deal with your childhood issues...
If you do not deal with your childhood issues,
they become adult-like problem.
That is so Facebook quotable. I need y'all to go to Twitter and Facebook right now and quote that. If you do not deal with your childhood issues, they will become adult-like problems. And we wonder why we're at the place that we're at sometimes in our life right now. Exactly. Deal with your issues. Yes. If you have alopecia, it's okay because it's not a disease. It's a gift.
Yes. And I had to come to realization with that. As something as simple as hair loss, it affected my motivation to be a woman, because I was born and raised in the church, so I read that
her woman's hair is her glory.
It's her glory. And I'm just like, how can I have glory if I don't have hair? So I never really understood the significance of being a believer of God until I actually had to believe God for myself.
Come on, somebody.
Because it's easy to say, oh, Jeffrey, I'm praying for you. I believe God for you. God is going to work it out. But until you actually have your back against the wall and you realize that I really need God. And I remember going through the transition of not wanting to be called Faith, because I knew what it symbolized and I knew what it meant. So I used to go by my middle name, Renee. And like I say, it wasn't until last year, I was sitting in a parking lot. And I remember I was sitting there, I was crying and crying, and I said, well, God, what exactly do you want? I was going through issues in my relationship, in my marriage, and this personal issue. I was frustrated with work and just a whole lot of issues going on. And he said, I want you. I said, well, you got me. And you had me since I was, I was little, I was born and raised in church, you have me. He said, no, I want the part that hurts. And that made me cry more because I realized what he was asking. And it wasn't until I walked out the door, I remember July the 27th, I walk out the door, I say, you know what, God, I'm tired of wearing these wigs. It was getting hot. And I said, this is it. I went to work that day and I haven't looked back. I wear scarves on occasion because of the weather and what have you. But Jeffrey, this has been the most liberating portion of my life. Of course, I'm still going through the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows of life. But when I look back on where I was a couple of years ago, and I realized that now I'm no longer lioness, but I am that eagle and that beautiful butterfly that I was purposed to be, it makes all the difference.
We got to take a break. We got to take a break. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back. I got to get myself together. You just, do you preach?
I am a minister.
Ooh, okay, no wonder. See, now I didn't know that, y'all. I did not know that beforehand, but she about to send me slam in. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're coming right back. Get yourself together. I know y'all probably got tears and Kleenex right now. Pull it together because there is always triumph behind the situation. We're going to talk about it. Keep it right here, The Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Coffee cups up. Your pinkies are out. It's church time. Good morning.
Jeffrey Lampkin. Jeffrey Lampkin.
Good morning. We're back here on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. I tell you, before the break, boy, I was about to go in, and we found out, of course, we're here with my dear friend, Faith Renee Spells, who is here representing Alopecia Awareness Month. And, of course, she shared her story with us. Such a powerful testimony, a powerful story, and to where you are now. And that's what I wanted to take. So September is Alopecia Awareness Month. Right. What can people do to just, because to me, it's not necessarily anything that they can do to, like, say, besides getting yourself tested, if you see the signs, but more of us, me, a simple person, how can I help someone who deals with the gift like you?
Well, I think the most important way that you can help is to accept us. Okay. I think the biggest misconception is that we're sick. Okay. Because we have the same similarity as those who have cancer or going through chemotherapy. So that's the biggest assumption that we get. And I get that question all the time. Are you going through chemotherapy? No, we're not. We are actually healthy beings.
Faith,
but
you look amazing.
Thank you. As you can see, I'm healthy.
Sweetie, you look healthy. You said earlier you were married. You're married.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Praise God for your husband. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody.
Yes. But and actually speaking on that, alopecia has an awareness that needs to be spoken of. Okay. And the reason being because as a woman, we have a womb. Mm-hmm. And I had to learn that with that womb, that sometimes we don't get the exposure that we need. Right. So if you don't take care of your womb, which is your self-confidence, then you will deteriorate.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone out there, make sure that you're going. Does it only affect women or?
No, actually men and women, and you can get it at any time.
Okay, anytime so any point in time. So make sure that we're getting tested. Make sure you're going to the doctor. But above all, listen, let's stop the hating. Let's stop hating on each other. Let's stop looking at someone and judging a book by its cover when the book is actually beautiful. Get to the point where you say, you know what? I embrace you, my sister. I love you, my brother, for who you are and what you bring to the table. Get beyond the book and look inside the book. Faith, thank you so much for being with us this morning. September is Alopecia Awareness Month. Listen, more information is going to be posted at jeffreylampkin.com, www.jeffreylampkin.com, or also go to my Facebook page and we'll continue to post information there. And they can follow you on Twitter?
Right, on Twitter at FRSpells. And then also on Facebook, I am Faith, I am Alopecia Beauty or Alopecia Beauty.
Okay, I love it. India Ari said, I am not my hair.
That's right.
I am not. I can fly high.
Yes.
I can fly high. We've got to go. Listen, more is going to happen here on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Go ahead and put on your usher uniform. I know someone is ushering this morning. It's first Sunday. That's right. And it's communion Sunday. Go ahead and get ready to drink in the wine, wine, wine. All right, we'll be right back on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Coffee cups up. Your pinkies are out. Good morning.
Jeffrey Lampkin.
This truck came out the entrance. It didn't yield the right of way. It tore my truck completely up, and the dashboard fell on my knees. The surgeon told me I had broken my neck. I had to have immediate surgery done. I called Leap Law the next day. Leap Law worked with me personally and took control of the situation. I just had total confidence in them that they were on my side 100%.
What an amazing show. You know, I absolutely love my show, and I love you, the Jeffrey Lampkin viewers. Thank you so much for being so loyal and to me, and thank you for all the feedback. We love it here at the show. Listen, word of the day is beauty. Confucius says that everyone has beauty, but not everyone sees it. That's very true, very important. Listen, we talked with Faith this morning in the midst of Alopecia Awareness Month, September 1st, today we kick it off. Listen, you know what? We all deal with things, situations, things that may affect our physical appearance, but beauty is not just in the physical appearance, but it goes beyond that. It goes clear to the soul and the heart. And I often tell people that beauty is what you define it to be. Define yourself as being beautiful. Be wonderful and happy with the skin that you're in. If you take off all your garments, your rags, remove your titles and remove all of those things, you will still be able to say, I am beautiful. My hair does not make me. My makeup does not make me. My abs does not make me. I am beautiful. Next week, same time, same place. It's the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. And also September 8th, that night, 7 p.m., I'm opening for Dottie Peoples in Columbia at Word of God. Looking for you. Gotta go. Coffee cups up. Pinkies out. It's church time.
Everybody get up. Come on. With Jeffrey Lampkin. Motivation, inspiration, educated new revelation. With Jeffrey Lampkin. Entertainment just for you. Smiling out 'cause God loves you. Get up and get with Jeffrey Lampkin.
Somebody turn the lamp on.